How was your Easter break? How was the break?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, I know. We all got a restful break at least
Yeah,
between this craziness. And honestly speaking, this online teaching has been more difficult for teachers. I totally understand it's difficult for students as well, but it's no fun for teachers too. You should know. It's more work for us, and I am trying to do my best. I know it has all its limitations, uh, but we are doing our best within the given circumstances. All right. So in last class we were talking about uh, the Frankfurt School. Any question? Any confusion? Anything that you want to ask about that? Now is the time. Are you all clear about the idea culture industry? I wanted to ask.
No, ma'am. Can you,
Sure, मैं
ma'am,
बताती हूँ.
can you repeat like what is the main
Culture
theory of the
industry.
Frankfurt School?
हाँ, चले मैं
No, ma'am, overall Frankfurt School.
नहीं, overall देखें बेटे, there are so many scholars that are included in Frankfurt School, and each of them was doing his own thing. Each of them was engaged in studying something different. ठीक है? So it is hard to say that what is the overall idea of Frankfurt School. The overall idea is that first of all they engaged in the critique of enlightenment. That's what they did. ठीक है? And another thing is that they drew their ideas from Karl Marx. Like they were developing their ideas on Karl Marx, but side by side they were also critiquing Marxism. Like they were, yes, the theme comes, the base comes from Marx, but that's how they critique it. That see, here is this idea, and we don't find its answer in Marxism, and this is how it should be. So yes, they were further developing Marxism, but they were also side by side criticizing it. So that's the overall thing. That was the overall idea that all scholars related to Frankfurt School were doing. What Frankfurt School was, that it was a research center which started from the University of Frankfurt. That's why it was named as Frankfurt School. So however, the idea of culture industry was proposed by Theodor Adorno and Max Horkheimer. Other scholars do not have anything to do with it. The idea of culture industry was only proposed by Theodor Adorno and Max Horkheimer. And let me tell you what was the idea of culture industry. Now listen to me carefully, and it will all make sense for you. I will explain it to you in easiest possible words. So they said that in the idea of culture industry, Horkheimer and Adorno criticized mass media. They said that media turns or transforms. Pay attention to the word that I'm using. Media turns or transforms cultural things like folk music, like painting. They are cultural things. Media transforms cultural things into commodities that can be sold. This is what they said in the idea of culture industry, and this is how they criticized mass media. They said that media turns cultural artifacts. What are cultural artifacts? Poetry is cultural artifact. हमारे कल्चर में तो पॉटरी क्या होती है? POTTERY, पॉटरी.
Ma'am, the art of making pots.
शाबाश, जो क्ले पॉट्स बनाते हैं ना, मट्टी के बर्तन. So they are very famous in our culture. So that is a cultural thing. And similarly, pottery is there. Does anyone know that miniature art on wood is very famous in the area of Chennai? People sometimes people who have taste, they prefer to buy furniture items from Chennai.
Yes, ma'am. Furniture.
Yes, ma'am.
That is also culture. That is something that is ingrained in Chennai's culture. So Horkheimer and Adorno were saying that media turns cultural artifacts into commodities. There is a song, and media turns into a commodity. Okay, in order to listen to it, in order to get entertainment for it, you have to pay for it. If I gave you example of Bulle Shah's song, but I gave that example in the context of Walter Benjamin's Art of Reproduction. So I like Bulle Shah, and I have my reasons for liking Bulle Shah, because I was born in Kasur and I grew up in Kasur. So I like Bulle Shah's poetry. But don't you think that if I want to listen to any music by Bulle Shah, which is sung by many artists, some of Bulle Shah's music is also sung by um, Qawwalis and even artists in India. If I want to, let's say, buy that music for entertainment, won't I have to pay for the CD that I buy? Won't I have to pay on Spotify for that music? See, this is how they were criticizing mass media in their idea of culture industry. By culture industry, Hockemeyer and Adorno meant that media transforms cultural artifacts into commodities that can be sold, and that is how cultural artifacts take the form of like they go for these commercial motives. There is this idea of commercialism that comes into this culture industry. समझ आ गई है सबको? Any question, Usama? Bachcha, you were asking.
Yes, ma'am, समझ आ गई है, but ma'am, there is another question.
Sure.
Ma'am, can you also tell about this? There was something commodity fetishism, the theory of commodity fetishism.
Oh, fetishism, and you read it from the notes probably, because I didn't include it in my slide, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was on in the notes.
शाबाश. अच्छा, notes के बारे में मैंने कहा था कि just go over it and read it like a story, because I totally understand. You know, Frankfurt School is actually criticized for being obscure, और मैंने inaccessible का word भी बताया था, something which is difficult to understand. Fetishism होती है when we start celebrating something, when we celebrate in the sense that we kind of produce a cult related to it. किसी idea को बहुत idealize करना. Commodity fetishism is like people actually get indulged in the pursuit of something, and that is how you see it kind of increases the idea of commodification for media. So inherently, now again, to respond to your question, Osama, you were asking earlier that what was the main thing that Frankfurt School was doing, and I told you that they were developing their ideas on Marxism, and side by side they were criticizing Marxism. So Marx ka idea tha base, BASE, which means that the means of production. A media house, a media organization, a media channel is base, means of production. And superstructure, what is superstructure? Superstructure is culture. So from where does this cultural artifact comes? It comes from superstructure, and then they start creating ideologies. Ideological messages are, for example, this can be an ideological message that, okay, we have many ideological messages in our ideological mindsets in our culture. The promotion of westernization or western culture is another ideology, and media sometimes gets engaged in the promotion of westernization. We have seen this happening in our culture. We have seen this happening in our media. That media which comes from base means wait a minute, there is a person debating room. Base means media houses. So they promote idea, they kind of create this fascination related to Western
Papa,
media.
मैं class ले रहा हूँ.
They create this, excuse me, Mohsen, better can you please mute your mic? So media creates this fetishism towards certain towards certain cultural artifacts, and that ultimately brings money and commercial gains to basis. So fetishism is to produce a cult, to produce to let people celebrate an idea. Does that make sense? That is fetishism. Like we kind of get indulged in an idea in a way that we start pursuing it. So that this is what we mean by fetishism. Did you, by the way, did you check the etymology of this word fetishism, Usama? Fetish kya hota hai?
No, ma'am.
You should.
I don't know about the word.
Yeah, fetishism means that you start celebrating something. And when you promote something in a way that people start adopting it in a way that they are almost celebrating it, of course it gives rise to the idea of commodification. That's what they meant when they proposed this idea of commodity fetishism. Does that all make sense, Usama?
Yes, ma'am.
Agar nahi bhi, that's okay. You can always say no, ma'am. Do not hesitate to say that. But I am glad to see that you actually try to read it. Like I said, I only want you to develop basic idea related to what Frankfurt School is and what were they doing. You do not really have to go into the depth of each and everything. Nimra and Umar, I will take your questions and then I have to explain your assignment question that I have already uploaded on Moodle. Your time has already begun. It began at 11 and you are supposed to submit your assignment by Friday before midnight. Nimra, you will go first and Umar will go second. Yes, Nimra?
Ma'am, when I was reading about the culture industry in the notes that you sent, they said that exchange value is dominant over use value. Exchange value is something that we pay for. It could be a cultural product or anything. And use value is how beneficial it is for us. So they said that this dominance of exchange value will instill it will still bear need in people. They will not realize the actual needs, the real needs of people. Can you please give an example how exchange value, the dominance of exchange value can do it?
Exchange value is surplus value. Surplus kya hota hai? Additional value. See, okay, I am a reporter. Let's say I am working for a media channel and I produce a news story that becomes popular and that gets lot of money to my media organization. My media organization's rating goes up and everything. But I am a reporter who is getting paid according to salary. Now the exchange value or surplus value goes to the base, to the media house, to the media channel. So the profit goes to base, but I get only paid for my service. So that is how exchange value is actually surplus value. In Marxism, Karl Marx's concern was always surplus value. That, see, this is how the base keeps getting stronger. This is how it leads toward the creation of inequalities in a society, unfortunately. Karl Marx, especially in his theory of Marxism, he was criticizing this urbanization. He was criticizing this industrialization, and media industry was one of that. He said that surplus value goes to the base, and that keeps generating inequalities because people are getting wages according to their work. They are not getting any surplus value. Surplus value only goes to the capitalist person, the person who has invested. This is what he meant.
Well, how will it instill the false needs in people or hide the real needs from them?
So I think in order to understand false needs, we need to understand the concept of ideology first. Ideology is a concept that was proposed by Karl Marx. Frankfurt School's ideas are deeply grounded in Marxism. Without understanding Marxism, we cannot really make sense of Frankfurt School. That is why I asked you earlier that to how much extent you are clear about Marxism. And actually, I wanted to begin from Frankfurt School straight, but I had to begin from little bit understanding of Marxism. And that for that, in my last week, I wanted to cover Frankfurt School and Birmingham School as well. I couldn't cover Birmingham School and I had to cover only for Frankfurt School because I had to spend considerable amount of time for you to develop your understanding of Marxism. You were asking about false needs. So that has happened by ideologies. So the base, which includes union labor, which includes factories, which includes media houses, media organizations, they promote ideologies, sometimes even false ideologies, and that creates false needs in people. That is how false needs are promoted. I can explain with an example. Let's talk about advertisements. Let's talk about only job advertisements. Only job advertisements. Let's say job advertisements of schools. Almost all, मैंने ये study किया है, and because that the subject that I am teaching, I spent almost all my PhD into exploring the concepts that I am teaching right now. And almost all advertisements, especially school advertisements in Pakistan, they come with these keywords that the person should be proficient in English. The person should have command over English. Don't you think that these advertisements are promoting an ideology that maybe English is a superior language? Not directly,
Yes,
not explicitly, implicitly, indirectly. Isn't this happening? Ideology. Now this is creating a false need in people. Well, if you want a better job, be proficient in English. False need. Okay? So this happens
Yes,
through
ma'am.
ideologies. Like I said, in order to make sense of all of the Frankfurt School, it is very important for us to make sense of Marxism first. Umar, you wanted to ask something. Can you please hurry? I need to explain the questions for your exam. Umar, bete. So Nimra, bete, have you developed understanding about false needs and
Yes,
whatever?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Umar, bete, go ahead.
मैम आप पहले बता दें क्वेश्चंस, मैं उसके बाद बता देता हूँ. मेरा क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है तो इट्स ओके, थोड़ा लंबा भी है, तो आप बता दें, मैं बता देता हूँ.
चलें, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. If we run out of time, don't worry. I'll pull up your number from Empower and I'll call you. By the way, there was another girl who was asking me a question in last class, and I couldn't answer her question because we ran out of time. But I did write the answer of her question in the email.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है.
Go ahead.
फॉल्स नीड के ऊपर है, अभी आपने बताया. तो ये जैसे कोक है, इसे भी हम फॉल्स नीड कंसीडर करेंगे? कोका कोला.
Yes, maybe. But you see, all advertisements then fall maybe under the category of false needs. Advertisements, if they are creating, if they are kind of, if you see them promoting an ideology, then it is false need. So most advertisements, they are primarily aimed at increasing the sale for a particular product, but we do not necessarily see them creating an ideology. And usually the idea of false need that we discuss in Marxism, that is discussed, according to Marxism, it is discussed in the context of ideology. Does that answer your question, Usman? Or
yes, ma'am.
Ideology are usually false beliefs. For example, another ideology that we have in Pakistan, and this is not related to any economic, this has economic complications, economic implications. This is not necessarily related to economic domain. The idea that Pakistan has an enemy in the form of a neighboring country, India. This is Pakistan's biggest threat right now. And in order to save our country from this threat, we need to spend more on defense. Education, health is our secondary importance. Defense is the primary importance. For this, we need to spend more than 70% of our budget on defense. This is an ideology, if that may. And that creates a false need, if that answers your question, Usman. Usman, does that answer?
यस मैम, मैं डरता हूँ वो जूम में रिकॉर्ड ना हो जाए, तो मैं मेरे घर वीगो डाला है और इसलिए मैं कुछ कहूंगा नहीं।
अच्छा, मैंने तो कह दिया और मेरा तो रिकॉर्ड भी हो गया। you all
डाला आ
are
जाएगा मैम, कोई नहीं।
but well, we are talking about only ideologies, and we are talking, we were, let's put it like this, we were talking about an imaginary situation. We are
मैम आप
not saying
क्लियर
that
कह
this
रही है ना आप
has
अपने आप को?
we are not saying that this has to be true. We are only we're saying, okay, let's imagine this situation and let's understand it like this. But let me tell you that Karl Marx and even many of Marxist scholars, especially Antonio Gramsci, how many of you are familiar with Gramsci? I'll write his name here. Just raise your hands. Antonio Gramsci. Okay, very good. Usama raised his hand. Who else? Fatma Re. Antonio Gramsci, because of his ideas, was imprisoned, and he spent all his life in prison. He is famous for his book Prison Notebook, that was printed after his death. And let me tell you, when Karl Marx proposed his ideas was initially rejected, and he was made fun of because of his ideas. But later, I mean, today we see many followers of Marx, and I mean, he's a big name, and he's what he wrote has proved to be seminal. We all know that. But do your search about Karl Marx. Antonio Gramsci. I mean, yes, all of this is against status quo, and those whose status quo is disturbed because of such discussions, of course, they endanger our arguments. That endangers our position. If that answers your question, Usman. All right. We'll discuss more, Usman, when you send that Vigo Dala away. ठीक है? Okay.
इंशाल्लाह।
अच्छा जी, चलें. Can you please go to your Moodle account and can you go to exam question? Or I can pull up the. Wait a minute.
Ma'am, can you extend the time a little bit?
बच्चे टाइम तो बहुत ज्यादा है. अच्छा, let me. एक मिनट. चलें, I'm sharing the screen with you all. ठीक है? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Let's see now. This is the exam question. As you can see on the screen, I have given you only one question, and the word limit is 500 words. ठीक है? I have given you a question for which I am only asking you to write 500 words. If you go to your Moodle account, it will tell you that your exam time has already begun. You have all day of today, you have all day of tomorrow, and then all day of the day after tomorrow. Your time will finish the day after tomorrow at 11:59 p.m., which means around midnight. ठीक है? So ये rubric है. I'll only look at the rubric while doing your assessment. ठीक है? Although you are supposed to write 500 words, however, I recommend that you write a rough draft first. ठीक है? Then you revise it, then you tweak it, and then you upload it, put it in your exam question. ठीक है? So that when you answer your question, your answer is very, very, what should I say? Your answer is very coherent, well articulated, very well organized. Let's read the question and then I'll explain it to you. The question is, in the light of our discussion on why we study media, culture, and society, how do you think the learning of media from a cultural perspective can be helpful for you as an individual? Okay. Now you can see I have underlined these words as an individual. because here I am asking you to come with a subjective answer. Subjective क्या होता है? Who can tell?
Something that has our own personal opinions and ideas.
Shabash, Anush. Anyone else? Fatma, can you explain what is subjective?
Ma'am, it's basically when you share your own personal opinions or views on something.
Very good. Subjective is that your opinion is influenced by your personal feelings. That
Personal
is
choice.
Yes, yes, Vaika. That is subjective. See, I would like you to answer this question from a subjective standpoint. Those of you who have the experience of studying with me in other courses, you know that for exam, I never ask students, I never assess students on their memorizing ability or their ability excuse me, to reproduce any content or rote learning. I want you to demonstrate your concept clarity. I want you to demonstrate your critical thinking ability and your ability to apply your knowledge that you have been learning for this course. So what we discussed, remember, we discussed in the form of slides that why do we do media culture in society. We talked about this idea that the culture we live in today is highly digitalized. It's becoming more and more digital, and the culture is, and mediatization of culture, our culture is today mediatized. Everything we use is mediatized. If we want to eat dinner, let's say, and we want to order food, we would pull up our Google app, and we will see the restaurants in the surrounding area. We will read reviews of those restaurants, and we may even go to apps like Food Panda where we can order food. So we discussed this idea that the culture we live in today is highly mediatized. So now I would like you to come up with arguments that are personal to you, and preferably the arguments that are personal to you and that are different from the one that I discussed in my lecture. Okay? So again, you have to answer this question from a personal standpoint. Now write your answer in a way that is informed by your reading of class notes, lectures and class discussions. Okay? Which means write your answer in a way that demonstrates that you have learned something from lectures, you have learned something from notes. Okay? Now please note that this answer requires a subjective personal analysis of your cultural situation and media usage. ठीक है? Question समझ में आ गया? I have बेटे only 9 minutes left. Question समझ में आ गया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
जी मैम.
Yes, ma'am.
ये rubric है. 35 the question is of 35 marks, so there are 5 marks for your answer demonstrates concept clarity. You should write in a way that demonstrates that whatever you have learned in this course, you have actually understood it very well. Then there are 10 marks for your answer demonstrates originality of thoughts and ideas. You don't lift your ideas from internet, or you do not copy or steal your class fellows' answers. And then there are 10 marks for that. You can see that I have given highest points to this factor. Please refrain from copying from internet. I want you to be creative. I want you to be innovative. ठीक है? You cannot possibly find examples on internet. मैंने अभी आपको example दिया है, एक subjective example. I gave you my example. That it's not necessarily my example. That's what most of us do. That if we want to eat dinner somewhere outside, we would use our devices to find restaurants around us. We will see the reviews of those restaurants. We will also we can also consider an app to get the food delivered to our houses. So you see, this is how I am using a form of media in my given culture. ठीक है? And how is that going to helpful for me? You have to talk about that. Just be creative about it. Rakshan, I'll take your question in a minute. Then your answer demonstrates novelty of ideas. Write your answer in a way that reflects your creativity, your critical thinking ability, your application of knowledge. There are 5 points for that. Your answer demonstrates your ability to relate to class notes, lectures, discussions, and your routine life settings. There are extra 5 marks for that. Presentation of a strong and cogent argument. Cogent hota hai convincing, very solid. So if you come up with a really strong argument that this is how I think my my discussion on, like, my learning on media culture and society, I think this is how it is going to be helpful for me as a person. You need to come up with a really solid answer. Presentation of relevant examples to support or endorse your argument. ठीक है? So please write in a way which is very, very coherent, conducive, and very effective. Note, a late submission will lead to the deduction of 5 points. In case of, अच्छा, आप late submission नहीं कर सकते because I have set up the portal in a way that it will close around midnight on April 9. In case of plagiarized or net lifted work, you may get 0 point. There is this possibility. Follow the word limit, otherwise you may lose marks. Rakshan, beta, I have only 5 minutes left. I'll take your questions now. Rakshan, you can go.
मैम मैंने ये पूछना था कि जो क्विज अटेम्प्ट है वो मैम कितना टाइम पीरियड है इसका? लाइक अगर हम आज अटेम्प्ट करते हैं क्विज तो हम उसको सबमिट फ्राइडे तक करवा सकते हैं?
There is only one question for which bache you have to write 500 words. So you can begin your preparation from now. Write your first rough draft. See if it is 500 words long. You can write 500 to 550 words, but do not go beyond 550. And when you finally you are certain that your answer is really, really well written and it follows all the points in the rubric, because I will strictly adhere to the rubric. When you go over the rubric that has your answer, all the elements that are given in the rubric, once you are certain about that, you can upload it, but you can write it until April 9 midnight. Okay?
Okay,
ma'am, would you consider this an assignment or a quiz?
Better, this is an assignment, but I am asking you to write it in the exam portal, because that's why I have given you 2 days, because it would be easier for me to do your assessment there. Does it make sense? I have done it. This is actually an assignment, but I am asking you to submit it in the format of a quiz for my own convenience. Okay? Because if I ask you to send me your Word file or something, so then it is not as convenient for me as it is to do your assessment in this way. Then I have to download it, and then I have to go over it, and then I do the edits and comments. But in this format it would be easier, and also वो फिर Moodle पे अपने आप चली जाएगी, numbering हो जाएगी, scoring हो जाएगी. I have only done this format because it is convenient for me. ये assignment ही है, मैंने आपको 2 दिन दिए हैं, like I said, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा. Any other question?
Ma'am, I have a question.
जी.
मैम ये अगर हम अटेम्प्ट करते हैं अभी क्विज, तो अगर मैं ओपन करता हूँ, क्वेश्चंस रीड करता हूँ, देन आई विल ट्राई कि मैं कल आंसर करूँ, तो लिखा है ओनली 1 अटेम्प्ट अलाउड. ये तो नहीं अगर क्विज हम ओपन करेंगे उसके बाद हमें सेकंड अटेम्प्ट के लिए चांस नहीं मिलेगा? इट इज बिट कंफ्यूजिंग. कंफ्यूजन है यहाँ मुझे.
This is a very good question.
Yes ma'am, मेरा भी यही सवाल था.
Thank you ma'am.
But I didn't consider this. Thank you for bringing this up. But मेरा ख्याल है कि ये बंद नहीं होना चाहिए. उसकी वजह ये है कि देखें, डेडलाइन आपकी है अप्रैल 9 की, बट आई हैव ओनली ऑल्सो मेंशन ओनली 1 अटेम्प्ट अलाउड. तो उसको मैं कर देती हूँ, उसको मैं चेंज कर देती हूँ, बिकॉज इट इज पॉसिबल दैट इफ यू क्लोज इट डजंट लेट यू गो बैक. It is
Yes,
possible. So वो ऑप्शन मैं चेंज कर देती हूँ, because it didn't occur to me honestly.
Okay ma'am, thank you ma'am.
लेकिन अगर किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो तो मुझे जरूर ईमेल कर दें, मुझे बता दें, ताकि मैं ये ना हो कि आप, बिकॉज इट्स ओनली 500 वर्ड्स बेस्ड असाइनमेंट, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम होनी नहीं चाहिए आपको।
श्योर।
अच्छा, आई ऑलवेज गिव अ लॉट ऑफ कंसिडरेशन टू लैंग्वेज एक्यूरेसी, उसको भी आप देख लें। अगर तो मुझे फील हुआ कि आपने नेट से लिफ्ट किया या तो यू विल लूज मार्क्स एंड यू डोंट वांट दैट टू हैपन। बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट प्लीज। एनी अदर कंसर्न? अच्छा, उमर बच्चे, आपका वही नंबर है जो एम्पावर पे लिखा हुआ है?
यस मैम।
ठीक है, आई विल कॉल यू आफ्टर द
मैम
क्लास।
लेकिन मेरा इतना जरूरी क्वेश्चन नहीं था, मेरा वो फैक्टिशिज्म के अकॉर्डिंग था वो। इट्स ओके, मतलब इट्स नॉट बिग थिंग।
बिकॉज आई हैव लेस देन अ मिनट लेफ्ट, लेट मी
मैम
आस्क
इट्स ओके
किसी का कोई और
दैट्स
क्वेश्चन?
कंप्लीटली ओके।
कोई और क्वेश्चन? थैंक यू बेटे मूसा, आपने बहुत अच्छा मुझे बता दिया। मैं उसको वो उसकी सेटिंग जो है वो कर देती हूँ चेंज,
नो
ताकि
प्रॉब्लम।
आप लोग इजीली अप्रैल 9 तक अपनी वो जो है अपना सबमिट करवा लें। कोई और
ठीक है
क्वेश्चन?
मैम। नो मैम।
नो मैम, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू मैम।
ठीक है, फ्रैंकफर्ट स्कूल सबको समझ में आ गया?
यस मैम।
अच्छा, we'll have our next class on April 9, उसमें हम ब्रमिंघम स्कूल डिस्कस करेंगे। Although I know that that will be day for you to submit your exam, but that's okay. I want to be done with Birmingham School this week. ठीक है?
ओके मैम।
Last question. आप सबने एनकोडिंग डिकोडिंग पढ़ा हुआ है? पढ़ा हुआ है सबने?
यस मैम।
डिटेल में?
है लेकिन
नहीं
मैम डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ा, बस
डिटेल में नहीं पता, तो आइडिया तो उस बारे में।
चलें ठीक है, मैं जब बर्मिंघम स्कूल पढ़ाऊंगी तो एनकोडिंग डिकोडिंग उसमें कवर कर लूंगी। ठीक है?